Hello, my Fly Mickey friends, and welcome to this week's edition of Tips, Tricks, and Travel News from the world of Disney. And on this week's episode, Tokyo Disneyland prepares for its first major event since reopening its parks. Fireworks will soon be lighting the skies over the Magic Kingdom again at the Walt Disney World Resort. And ho 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 for a Christmas season is still in the air at Disneyland Paris. Now, before we dream up the magic, don't forget to subscribe to this video and click that bell icon to stay in the know about all things Disney. First up, an exciting lineup has been announced for this year's D23 Fantastic Worlds celebration. A week of virtual events, articles and merchandising releases, all celebrating the wonderful worlds of Disney. And it's all taking place this week on D23.com. It all starts on Monday, where the merchandising team will be exploring the rich storytelling that goes into the exotic and authentic imports of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. By midweek on Wednesday, it'll be birthday celebration time for everyone's favourite pals, Minnie and Mickey Mouse. Host Mark Daniel will take us on an inside look at the wild and zany world of the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, found at Disney's Hollywood Studios, followed by a special look at the new Disney Plus series, The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse. Premiering on Thursday next week, host and Walt Disney World ambassador Marilyn West will share her experiences with other panel guests about the magic of possibility at Epcot and how this park is transforming today and building towards a better future. We'll also hear from Pixar's Roger Gould and Harley Jessup about the making of Remy's Ratatouille adventure and what it takes to bring this animated favourite to life in the France Pavilion. To see the complete list of event times, speakers and panels, head over to our website flymickey.co.uk and click Latest News. Now, there may be some positive vibes coming out of Walt Disney World, as firework testing has been scheduled for the Magic Kingdom in the early hours of next week after the park has closed. But it isn't an actual sign of the return of the nighttime spectaculars just yet. Disney often conduct testing of various pyrotechnics which may be used in future shows, such as the upcoming 50th anniversary celebrations. They'll often test out new products from potential new suppliers that may again appear in future shows. Disney actually has a testing ground just outside the park set aside for activities such as this, which is quite likely where the testing this week will be taking place. Disney is yet to make any announcements on the return of its signature firework spectaculars, but speculation continues to suggest that Epcot Forever may be the first show to return in the first half of 2021. Disney CEO Bob Chapek has this week confirmed that Disney has in fact increased its operating capacity at the Walt Disney World theme parks. According to Chapek, Walt Disney World is now operating at 35% of capacity, up from its original reopening capacity of just 25%. He went on to say that this is still being achieved within the CDC guidelines, and they still require guests to follow the mandatory 6-foot social distancing and face-covering mask rules in all the parks. There is now some discussion taking place on altering the park's operating hours to reflect the new capacity limits, as ride wait times and the average time each guest spends in the park has increased, but an official announcement from Disney on this subject is yet to come forth. Now, as we all know, the cruise industry came to a standstill with the COVID-19 pandemic. But now that the no-sail order has been lifted, the gears of the industry are slowly beginning to turn once again. A bright spot on this return has been the discussions within the Walt Disney Company about when the 3 newest ships will set sail on their maiden voyages. According to Inside the Magic, Mr. Chapek said this in regards to the Disney Wish and her sister ships. We're anticipating delivering our first new ship, the Wish, in the summer of 22, and then we're having our next 2 ships in 24 and 25. And so, after a slight delay of roughly 6 months on those, we think that we're going to be able to bring them into service. We hope and expect that the world will be back to normal by then and anticipate having a fine time trying to fill up the demand for those ships. Disney Cruise Line and other major cruise operators are beginning to implement new health and safety measures to ensure guest well-being in an effort to return to cruising. And while the public is very interested in the new mock cruises, it may be a couple more months until cruising returns to full steam ahead. In the meantime, Disney Cruise Line has released its Frozen, a musical spectacular for everyone to enjoy and reminisce about all the joys of being on a Disney Cruise Line ship. While Tokyo Disneyland announced back in August that almost all of its special events were cancelled through to March 2021, the one left on the table was the Happy Fair with Baymax, originally slated for summer 2020. Now Tokyo Disney Resort has announced that this Tomorrowland-centric special event will actually take place on January the 13th through to March the 18th, 2021. The centerpiece of the Happy Fair with Baymax will be the Happy Fair Lab, which features a unique meet and greet with your personal healthcare companion. That's right, Baymax. Guests will only be able to get access using the entry request lottery system, currently in use at the Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast, in order to meet Baymax. But sadly, you must keep your mask on at all times, and you cannot touch the characters. Decorations will be in place all over Tomorrowland, including window wraps for the terraces, trash can wraps to look like Baymax himself, and special photo spots for guests to be able to grab that all-important selfie. There'll also be plenty of adorable food and must-have merchandise on its way for this exciting celebration. So be sure to visit Tokyo Disney Resort starting January the 13th for this very special new event. And finally, although the park may be closed, under the current path of France's restrictions, Disneyland Paris is aiming to be open for a very special festive season this year. And let's face it, there's nothing more magical than Christmas at a Disney park. From the 19th of December through to the 3rd of January, the park will be wrapped up in the festive colours of Christmas, with its traditional giant Christmas tree twinkling its thousands of colours around the town square. All the while, snowflakes falling softly over Main Street, USA, that famous street that guides you to Sleeping Beauty's castle. Throughout the season, you'll be able to enjoy enchanted moments with your beloved Disney characters, all dressed up in their merriest Christmas outfits, ready to surprise you throughout the parks. So you should get ready to show them your biggest smile for those very special Christmas selfies. And of course, don't forget that the main man himself, Santa Claus, will be paying his usual daily visits to the park until the 25th of December, where you can wander into his wintry workshop filled with the magic of Christmas and capture a photo with him before he sets off on his sleigh for his gift-giving tour of the world. It truly is a Christmas card scene brought to life, and this special season of magic can only be found at Disneyland Paris. To grab your slice of the festive feel and for booking inquiries, head over to our website flymickey.co.uk and let's get making that magic happen for you. And that's it for this week's Tips, Tricks and Travel News Update. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms so you'll never miss out on the magic moments from the world of Disney. And all that's left to say is have a wonderful, magical day.